Hey guys, I want to quickly explain what you're going to be doing in class today. What we've done so far and what your test was over and what you're pretty good at is taking in some equation and drawing the line, right? And you're pretty good. You kind of know what to do. You know what the slope is and the y-intercept, and you know how to make your points. And oh, that was a terrible line, but you get it. And you know how to draw the line. And you're also pretty good if I give you a line and say write the equation. You know, you're pretty good at finding the y-intercept, and that goes here. And then, drawing in your little thing and rise over run and getting your slope, and you can do that. Okay, but what we haven't really talked about is what any of this really means. And so today you're going to get a chance to see a lot of different scenarios and see kind of how real variables interact with each other aside from just x and y, and I drew this line and I know how to do it, but I don't know what any of it means. So what you're gonna get here in a little bit is there are going to be little cards spread all around the room on the desks, and each card has a different scenario, and each card kind of looks something like this. And so it'll have this little scenario on it, and you will also have a Google Doc that goes along with this. This is posted on Classroom. You'll make one copy for you and your partner or partners. You choose your partner from your table, work with someone at your table, and you open this up off of Classroom. And these go along with the different cards that are on the desks. Okay, so if me and my partner are moving around the room and we get to this one, we would first read the card. So it says, Ishmael started the day with an irrigation pipe 120 feet long. He used the equation L equals 15S plus 120 to determine the total length of the pipe as new sections of pipe S were welded onto the end. What is the slope of the line? What does the slope represent in the context of the problem? Okay, so it gives you this scenario. There's a guy and he's laying some pipe in a field, and when he starts it's 120 feet long, and then he's making it longer and longer and longer by adding these new sections. Okay, and there's an equation here to describe it. So my partner and I would read through this, and then we would go to our Google Doc to write down our answers. So the question says, what's the slope of the line? So I'm thinking to myself, I know that before the test, I always knew where to find the slope, and that was in front of x. Well, there's not an x here, but you can kind of tell that it looks similar. So my best guess is that that's probably the slope, 15. So I go to my Google Doc, and it says, what is the slope of the line? The slope is 15. Okay? Then me and my partner go to the second question. What does the slope represent in the context of the problem? This question is a little bit harder. This question asks you to interpret. Okay? And it says that my variable S is each new section of the pipe, and L is the total length of the pipe. So what this equation really means is that the length of the pipe equals 15 feet per section plus 120. Here's that in words. Total length equals 15 feet times the number of new sections plus 120 feet, and that's what we started out with. That's what he started the day with. Okay, and we said that this right here is the slope, 15 feet, and what that means then is that every time I add a new section, I add 15 feet to the total length. Okay, it's 15 feet per new section. So I know what it means now. I know that it means that I add 15 feet for every section. So I go back here, and the slope means that I add 15 feet for each section. Okay? And then that card is done, and you and your partner get up and you go find a new one. And you stumble upon this one, desk 2. It says, Farmer Ali had a well on his property 200 feet deep. When the well went dry, he hired a company to drill the well deeper. He used the equation D equals negative 75t minus 200 to find the depth of the well, D, using the number of days the company drilled, T. So what is the slope of the line? So again, I'm looking with my partner right here. And I know that I find the slope right there. So I go to my Google Doc, and I know that the slope is negative 75. It's a negative slope. All right, so my second question here then is, what does the slope represent in the context of the problem? So I'm looking, and I'm trying to decide what this means, and this problem is basically saying the well is already 200 feet deep, and he's going to hire this guy, and each day the well is going to get 75 feet deeper, because here's days right here, T. So what this is showing me is that the depth equals negative 75 feet per day minus 200, because that's how deep it already was. Okay, so the slope in this context means that it's going down 75 feet per day. The well gets 75 feet deeper every day. Okay, so I got 2 of them done. Now I go and find a new one with my partner, and we come across desk 7, which says, Christina is running the freshman class fundraiser. They are selling keychains as a fundraiser. The amount of money they make is computed using the function y equals 2x minus 100, where x represents the number of keychains sold. What does the number 100 mean in the context of the problem? So this is a different question. This is now asking, what does this part mean? And normally in an equation, we are used to this being the y-intercept. Okay? Now, in terms of this problem, x represents the number of keychains, and y represents how much money they've made. So we're really looking at money made is equal to $2 per keychain minus 100. And what this question is asking me is, what does this minus 100 really mean? It really means that if they sell 0 keychains, their money made is negative 100, which doesn't totally make sense, except that when you think about, like, put yourself in this actual position, right? You have to buy all these keychains first, and then you can start selling them, and then you sell them for $2 and you start making your money, you know. But at first you have to buy them all. So this negative 100 is really, find desk 7 here. This negative 100 here is really the cost to buy all the keychains, right? Because they start off at negative $100 for buying them all, and then slowly they, regain their money as they sell. Okay, so hopefully seeing these few examples helped you. You can go ahead then with your partner from your table and open up this Google Doc. Make sure that you name the doc it'll make a copy for you, but then make sure that you put you and your partner's names up here, okay? Um, so that I know who you worked with, okay? Then you can work on the same doc together. You don't each have to do your own.